a survey of 400 shoppers, 286 said they did not purchase apples, 64 said they purchased apples but not bananas, 80 said they purchased apples but not cherries, and 52 said they only purchased apples. How many of the shoppers bought all three of the fruit? So the focus is on apples, bananas, and cherries. We want to know who bought all the three of the fruit. Here total number of shoppers are 400. So let A denotes apples, B denotes bananas, and C denotes cherries. First information is here there are 400 shoppers. So the number of people who bought apples is written as n of A. Who didn't buy apples is n of A complement, and summation of both is 400. N of A represents here number of people who bought apple, and n of A complement here represents number of people who didn't buy apple, and addition of both is equal to 400. This is the first information here. Second information, didn't purchase apples. So that means n of A complement is equal to 286. This is from the second information, which further implies if this is true, so n of A, so plus of 286 is equal to 400, which further can be written as n of A is equal to 400 minus 286, which is equal to 114. That means 114 people are there who bought apples. Next information here is 64 purchased apple but not bananas. That means using principle of inclusion and exclusion, I can write n of A minus n of A intersection B is equal to 64. Here we subtracted number of people who bought both apple and bananas from the people who bought number of apples. So we get people who bought only apples but not bananas. Let it be equation number 1. Next information here is 80 people purchased apples but not cherries. So again, using principle of inclusion and exclusion, I can write n of A minus n of A intersection C is equal to 80. Here n of A intersection C represents number of people who bought apple and cherries, and subtract it from number of people who bought apples. So finally we get number of people who purchased apples but not cherries, which is equal to 80. Name it equation number 2. And finally 52 people purchased only apples. So using inclusion exclusion principle again, I can write n of A minus n of A intersection B minus n of A intersection C plus n of A intersection B intersection C, which is equal to 52. This is equation number 3. Equation number 3. Here n of A represents number of people who bought apples. So we subtracted number of people who bought apples and bananas and apple and cherries from this n of A, which is number of people who bought apples. But when we subtracted both of these terms, we also subtracted number of people who bought all the fruits. So to balance the things, we must add the number of people who bought all the three fruits. Let's understand this visually. This region is the region of apples, and this region is of bananas and this region belongs to cherries. In the information we got 52 people purchased only apples. So that means we are talking about a region which is only entitled to people who belong to this region. So 52 people should belong to this region. So to get this region, we must subtract the NA intersection B and NA intersection C. So NA intersection B is this region and NA intersection region is this region. We observe we are subtracting the central region twice. We are subtracting this 2 times. So to balance the equation, we must add one more time the n of A intersection B intersection C. This is the explanation for this equation. Now add equation number 1 and 2. We get n of A minus n A intersection B plus n of A minus n A intersection C is equal to 64 plus 80, which becomes 2 times n of A minus n A intersection B minus n A intersection C is equal to 144. N of A intersection B plus n of A intersection C is equal to 2 into n of A minus 144. Since we know that n of A is 114, plugging this value here, we get 2 into 114 minus 144, which becomes 84. Now put all the values in equation 3. We get 114 minus 84 plus n of A intersection B intersection C is equal to 52. From here, n A intersection B intersection C is equal to, which becomes 22, and that's the final answer.